Hi everybody, this is Marco from Bimser International. In this video, you will see the benefits and features of our Enterprise Asset Maintenance Facility and Energy Management System, BEAM. If you're in the manufacturing industry, this will reduce maintenance cost and any unplanned breakdowns and downtimes. Here are some of the materials and assets that you can manage within BEAM, including trailer trucks, big trucks, gears, screws, as well as different manufacturing machinery, whether they be very large or small. As well, here are some of the capabilities Beam has, including managing your machinery, using Google Maps, creating work requests, managing parts, spare parts, transactions, and so on. I'll begin the demonstration by showing you our login screen. So here you can log in, you can select your facility or brand, as well as put in the username and password. This is our interactive dashboard, so you can move around all your different information, which is shown in a very visual pleasing format, such as bar graphs, pie charts, and however you may want to distribute your information and show your different stats and KPIs. Next, we'll be going into the map functionality. So if you go back up to the top left, click on asset management and go into map. Here you have your Google Maps, so you can track your different assets or where your materials are located. You could also pinpoint facilities, and the map is very interactive, integrates with Google Satellite, so you can virtually see the whole entire world and store it wherever you may need. Next, we'll be looking at our blueprint functionality, where you can put different assets and you can pinpoint them on a blueprint or floor plan of your facility. You can also create work requests and see their status, green indicating that they are in good status, while red indicates that there's an issue with them and that they may need to be fixed. We also have our filter system on the right, so you can filter out different assets that you want to see, especially for larger facilities that have a lot of manufacturing equipment. That can be a very useful task, so you can quickly scope out how the floor plan is doing. Now we'll be going into our asset pool, but before that we'll be looking at our asset tree. In the asset tree you can define your different assets, such as what warehouse they're in, facilities, departments, as well as attach different assets such as a manufacturing machine, or if it has a smaller conveyor belt within it, you can attach them together and separate them by different assets. Now we'll be looking into our individual assets. So for this example, we'll be opening up a truck here. So this is especially useful as a manufacturing company. You guys have plenty of trucks that you may need that are constantly moving. Here you can define general asset codes, asset definition, as well as materials of assets. These include gears, bumpers, and transmission gear. You can also include your maintenance team. So whether your maintenance team is a carpenter, mechanics, technicians, truck mechanic team, you can store them all within here, as well as a work type. So if they're just performing an installation, you can put that into the software and indicate that. You also have the ability to include any counter values, whether that be mileage or how many times something is spinning and moving. You can store that here. Any maintenance plans that you guys do, like work order types and plan types, can be stored, as well as legitimate proceedings like insurance information, vehicle inspection, and case certificate information. You also have the ability to include documentation like handbooks and PDFs, and of course you can include pictures of your assets all within one screen. And at the top left, you can click save and all your documentation will be saved. Now I'll be showing you guys our reports. So here in the report, you have the ability to create virtually 500 plus reports using the Beam software. In this report, we'll be looking at our asset status report. All these reports within Beam are automatically created based off the information you input or the information it retrieves. And here you just see a basic status asset report, and you have the ability to use a timer feature to send out these reports to people automatically without having to set a new report each and every single time. You also have the ability to select when you want the report to be sent, who you want it to be sent, what time, how often. That can all be adjusted within the software, allowing you to automate processes, making them more efficient and more quick. Now we'll be looking at work requests. So if something does go wrong with one of your machineries, malfunction, you can upload a work request. You can keep track of the production status, whether it's continuing, it's stopped, as well as how urgent it is, whether it's low priority, high priority, an emergency. And you can also put a little explanation for the work request. In this example, we'll be saying there was a flat tire on one of our trucks. Now we'll be going into our work orders. So here you can store a lot of general information such as failure, current state, planned start date, planned end date, a quick request explanation, as well as work statements, department codes, maintenance priorities, work types, and you can allocate this job to someone else if so be. You have that functionality as well. You can also include any used materials that are used during this work order. You can keep track of your services that are performed, so you can keep track of everything that occurred. Any maintenance risks that may be at your proposition, you can include there. Any work steps are also able to be included. You can also include attached documents that you may need, as well as any counter values such as mileage, temperature, heat, and cost. You can include labor cost, material cost, service cost for this work order, and BIM will automatically calculate the cost by crunching all the numbers together. Now we will look at the work order calendar. So when you do submit a work order, it will appear on the calendar and you have the ability to just hover over it and see some basic information. But if you do click on it and click show details, it'll show you more in-depth details of the work order submitted on that given date, and you can really adjust it to week, days, month, however you may be. You can also do periodic maintenance. So if you click add at the top, this is our preventive maintenance. So in this section, you can keep track of when you want to have automatic maintenance, whether that's noted by day, time, year, or from a counter value. So if that can be mileage, temperature, heat, rotations, uh, whenever you may need a preventative and periodic maintenance, that can be stored there. We also have our materials management. So here, similar to our asset management pool, you can see all your different materials. In this example, we'll be looking at our gears. So you have the ability to define your gears, basic definitions, or go as complex as you may need, including serial numbers, material definition, units, any barcodes you may have, brand, models. You can sort it by spare part or an asset type material, or if it's in use, you can also denote that by using this feature. We also have our warehouse parameters, so you can keep track of your minimum stock amounts, your maximum stock amounts, and a safe stock level. So if it does surpass a certain threshold that you can set, you can automate an email, so you automatically receive an email in case the numbers do not look right. You can also store vendors and any equivalents, so substitutions for these material pieces from a different vendor if so need be. Next, I'll be showing the material transaction. So if you go back into materials and we go to material transaction, you can keep track of materials incoming, getting exported, or automatically coming in. Lastly, we'll be looking at the personnel. So in this example, we'll be clicking on Anderson Wang, who is our mechanic. Here you can keep general information like his name, his department, his team, any picture you may want. You also have the ability to keep personal information like his address, cell phone number, email, education, and so on. Also, a really important feature is you can keep track of his training, so what training he can perform, his off days, as well as any attached documents and any holidays that he may be off. Here we have our occupational calendar, so you can see what days he's available. You can sort this by work week, month, add an agenda, as well as a time schedule. So this can be really useful if you want to do side-by-side comparisons. Here are some of our references that are currently using BIM in the manufacturing industry, as you can see. For more information, feel free to visit our website or contact us with the email and phone number listed above. Feel free to reach out and ask for a demonstration or set up a meeting anytime. Thank you.